This lesson is on solving one-step equations. To start, we're just going to fill in the blank spaces to make these equations true. 5 plus blank equals 11. 5 plus 6 is 11. Some number times 6 is negative 24, negative 4. Some number minus 4 is 6. 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Now, if I wanted to solve these by setting up equations, I'm going to use a variable instead of the blank space. So for the first one, I would have 5 plus x equals 11. Now to determine what the x is, I have to get rid of the 5 by doing an inverse operation. Since that 5 is positive, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. 5 minus 5 is 0, so it cancels out. I'm just left with x equals 11 minus 5 is 6. For the second one, I have x times 6 equals negative 24. The inverse operation of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. 6 divided by 6 is 1, so I'm just left with x equals negative 24 divided by 6 is negative 4. And the last one, x minus 4 equals 6. The opposite of operation of subtracting 4 is adding 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and I'm left with x is equal to 10. Now these are the properties that allow me to add or subtract or multiply or divide a number to both sides of an equation. So the addition property of equality states that adding the same number to both sides of an equation produces an equivalent equation, which makes sense. If I have 2 equals 2, if I add 4 to both sides, I still have 6 equals 6, an equivalent equation. The subtraction property of equality, subtracting the same number to each side of an equation, produces an equivalent equation. Multiplying the same side of an equation produces an equivalent equation. And then the division property of equality, dividing the same number, produces an equivalent equation. So we're going to go through and practice some solving one-step equations. 26 equals 8 plus v. I want to determine what the v is, so since I need to do opposite operations, the opposite of that positive 8 is a negative 8. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. 26 minus 8 is 18. So 18 is equal to v. And if I wanted to check my work, I could take my answer and substitute it back into my equation. 26 equals 8 plus 18. 26 equals 26. And since they're equal, I know my answer is correct. M minus 9 equals negative 13. Since it's minus 9, the opposite is adding 9. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. Negative 9 plus 9 is 0. So I'm just left with m equals negative 13 plus 9 is negative 4. So m equals negative 4. Negative 15 plus n equals negative 9. To get rid of this negative 15, I'm going to do the opposite and add 15 to both sides. Negative 15 plus 15 is 0. So I'm just left with n. Negative 9 plus 15 is 6. So n is equal to 6. Negative 104 equals 8x. It's okay that the variable is on the opposite side because it's an equation. Both sides are the same. So I have 8 times x. The opposite operation is dividing by 8. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8. Negative 104 divided by 8 is negative 13. So negative 13 is equal to x.